I fired up this stream, and the first thing I see is a message from Bow and Arrows saying that fish man is terrifying. And you know what? You're not wrong. Hang on, let me. I gotta tag stream environments in the Discord. We did that. Oh, hey, and maybe how about like some camera? How about some camera? What do you think? Let's hey. Hey, it's Peggy stream time. Hey, Nelly. Hi everybody. Hello, hello. How satisfied am I with this notification? What fucking notification? Oh, the YouTube is just like I guess I'm super satisfied with having been notified that I'm live. YouTube notified me that I'm live. So that's cool. On my phone. I have no cats today. I tried, but nobody wanted to be in the streaming room today, probably because it's absolutely sweltering in here. It is 27 degrees Celsius outside and probably close to that inside as well. I'm not translating that. Figure it out. Y'all Americans can do your own work. This is the Euro Hours stream, and you're on your own during the Euro Hours stream. Hey, Jules. Hello, Leo. Welcome, welcome. I realize I don't have any like fishy sort of t-shirts that I can wear on stream. I do have one fishy t-shirt, but it's bright yellow and that does not work well on stream. I have to wear neutral colors on stream or it does weird things to the camera. So yeah, I went with crustaceans. They're isopods. It's the closest thing I could get. These are terrestrial isopods, which you may know as roly-polies. But they're crustaceans, even though they live on land. So they're like super closely related to all the other crustaceans that we eat, but we don't eat them, partly because they're too small. What the hell are the Tony noms? I don't know what that means, Leo. Oh, wait, do you mean nominations, not like food? Because my brain interpreted that as like Tony food, delicious food. But I think maybe you mean nominations for the Tonys, as in the awards. I'm smart. I'm pretty sure the allergy meds haven't even kicked in yet, and I'm already this smart, so it's gonna be a good stream, y'all. Yeah, so I started sneezing like crazy shortly before stream. Like I literally was sitting down to like prep my nails and started just like, and I think it's because I had opened the window and I don't know what pollen is active right now, but whatever it is really doing a thing for me, and I'm not enjoying it. So I went digging around. I remembered for once that medication exists. I'm one of those people that like, I will have a headache for 8 hours and I will mention it to my husband. Like, oh, I've had a headache all day. And he'll be like, did you take anything? And I'll be like, oh, right. That's a thing that exists that I have the option of doing for myself. So that's me. And so I remembered for once that I can take medication to maybe help me stop sneezing on stream. And I went into the bathroom and I started rifling through the cabinet and I found precisely one option. And the expiration date was like August of 2024. So that's what I took. Hopefully it's still somewhat effective. I'm sure it's fine. It's better than nothing. Yeah, yeah. Modern medicine is really. I don't. You know what? I do drink a lot of water, but I don't sleep a lot. So sleep and water isn't even really an effective measure that I can claim to take. Rainbow Rack Nails, hello, welcome. You're doing toes and nails at the moment. Just got your HT royalty polishes. Guess what I discovered while I was in the middle of doing this setup and pulling polishes for today? I was rifling through my crumbs, and the other day I had purchased the Born Ugly and two toppers. I didn't purchase the toppers. One was my birthday reward, and the other one was a points redemption. So I got the like star topper one and the flower topper one. I don't really use toppers a lot, but I figured, what the hell, handy to have around if I need them for nail art at some point in time. And they're different. They're something I don't have in my collection, so whatever. But I was like, I really wanted Born Ugly, so I went ahead and I grabbed Born Ugly. Well, wouldn't you frickin' know it? I already bought Born Ugly. I should have checked. And I was just talking today with somebody. Who was I talking? Oh, it was Polished Yogi. About accidentally buying dupes because you really want something, but then you forget that you already bought it. It's like, oh, shit. I did the thing. It's been such a long time since I've done the thing, but it happened to me. So now I have 2 bottles of Born Ugly. So I hope I get a lot of use out of it. I mean, on the bright side, like, probably it's not a color that's going to be super easy to dupe because it's so ugly. No other brand is likely to make it. But, yeah. So that's me. The only other creme I have besides white and black that I have purchased 2 of was Scientific. And that one was on purpose. When it first came out, my collection was very small. I was very new to nail polish. And I decided to buy 2 of them because I wasn't sure if it was going to be like limited edition and it was such a beautiful color. So I do have a backup of Scientific, which now, like 6 years, 7, 8, however many years it's been since they brought that one out. I still haven't finished the first bottle, but it has discolored. Yeah, Born Ugly is a good one at least. It's like, it's not like super dupeable. I would have to mix that color myself, most likely, if I really wanted it. And yeah, I could probably destash it relatively easily if I wanted to destash it. But yeah, I don't think it's a color I'm going to go through a lot, but I will use it in nail art for sure. It's a great color for nail art purposes. I can see myself using it a lot as a shadow color for like foliage stuff and bugs and things like that. But that's not what we're doing today. How's that for a segue? What we're doing today is MerMay nails. And if you saw the thumbnail, I'm sorry. But it's an incredible piece of art that I clipped the fish man out of. By CarlosBerthoud, something like that, on DeviantArt. Let me just show you the full image briefly, because I do feel like this person his full thing needs to be appreciated. Where is Safari? There we are. Okay, please show on stream. Here's the full artwork. It is incredible. I I was just looking online for reverse mermaid art to put in my thumbnail. And this is the person's account. So if you want to check out their other work, I have not yet. So I don't want to click on this just in case there's like something truly rancid that I don't want on my stream. But it doesn't look as though there is. But anyway, that's where that came from. Ashley, what you logged into was a brilliant piece of art by someone fantastic. At least at making reverse merman. I don't know him. You've yet to earn the accidentally buying the same polish stripe, but I know it will happen one day. Yeah. Yeah, so we're not recreating that particular piece of artwork today. That's not the plan, per se. I have done reverse mermaid, just one reverse mermaid on my nails before as a nail art thing where it was just, a fish head and human legs on my thumb. But today I think we're gonna go whole hog. I have a couple of ideas for horrors to paint on my nails. I don't know how much art we're gonna end up doing because it takes time. Don't really want it to be a 5-hour stream. But I might be down for 3 hours. We'll see. But one thing that I can tell you with absolute certainty, we are 100% going to do, because I need to do this. I need to have this on my nails. We are going to be doing an octopus with 8 human legs. Or possibly 8 human arms. I don't know. Does it make more sense to do arms or legs? Or maybe we could do a mix of both. We could do 4 arms and 4 legs. We'll consider our options. Before we get started on that, though, I have to put a base coat down. If we did a manatee, it would have to have some human parts. The one thing that I am absolutely not going to be doing is anything normal. So I'm not going to be doing a normal ass mermaid or merman for sure. I have no interest in doing a normal ass mermaid or merman today. So if you can come up with some unhinged bullshit for me to put on my nails, drop your suggestions in the chat. We'll see which ones we feel like doing. For the base, I have a polish that is not supposed to exist. It was an accident. It is in transition. So I will tell you about it. There's a rainbow pride collection called the Rainbow Road to... Shit. Hang on. Peculiar polish. What did you call your thing? Narwhal man. I like that idea. Hang on. Let me find out what they called their collection here. I'm doing a bad job. It is... Nope, she didn't put it on there. Rainbow Road to Equality. I knew it was Rainbow Road to something. Rainbow Road to Equality is the name of the collection. This stream is not about that collection. I am going to be doing a stream about that collection. However, there's a blue that she mixed up for this collection that is meant to be blue, like a blue. The kind of blue that you look at and nobody would say that's not blue, that's teal, or that's not blue, that's purple, or whatever. It's a blue. But there was an issue with the pigment, and the first batch she sent me, this here was the one that was supposed to be the blue. And as you can see, it's not blue. It's gray. It's a lovely charcoal. This is not the one we're going to be using. So this is what got sent to a bunch of swatchers. And when she found out, because she had just she already had them in the bags or something and just yoinked the ones from the correct bins. And And so, when they went out to swatchers, of course, we were like, this is charcoal. And obviously a problem. And so she was like, shit, I must have put the wrong pigment in. So she mixed up another batch and she sent those out to swatchers. And then when they arrived, they were like this. And they hadn't been, they'd been blue. And so it turns out she didn't put the wrong pigment in. The pigment just isn't solvent safe. And so it changes color as it goes along. Both of these are very beautiful. This is apparently going to turn into this over time. And so obviously she isn't planning on, doing this. So she reformulated the polish entirely with a different pigment that is, the same blue color. Different pigment from a different supplier, the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to be getting that. And after I get that, I will do a stream that is using the proper rainbow. In the meantime, I have this incredibly gorgeous teal color that is going to fade to gray over the coming weeks and months. And so I want to use it while it is still this color. Yeah, this is why makers need to make their polish and then let it sit for 3 to 6 months to test. And apparently she does normally do stuff in advance and let stuff sit on the shelf. But the very first test batch that she had done well in advance did not degrade. It was when she sized up. She scaled up for the larger batch that there was a pigment problem. So I think that her usual supplier made a boo-boo and sent something wrong or received something wrong. Yeah, Payne's Gray Hollow for sure. It's going to be gorgeous. So I just want to use this while it is teal, and it seemed like a good base color for this kind of mani. So that's what we're going to use. Yeah. Time-lapse color changing polish could be a marketing angle. Hey, Sassy. Yeah, glitter will bleed, but that's the beauty of it? No, I don't think so. That is absolutely not the beauty of glitter polishes. There is no beauty of bleeding glitter polishes. Let's not do that. I will say there's a place for that kind of thing, and I do think as long as it's marketed properly, it's reasonable. But I don't think for standard glitters, it's a reasonable situation. I think when you're working with unusual materials, then it is a little different. Like, for instance, with the pencil crayon shaving. Sorry, Americans call them colored pencils. I always forget. The colored pencil shaving thing that Death Valley Nails has done, and Temple of Lacquer now is also doing Holy Order of Lacquer, I think is the proper name for the brand. Anyway, that I think, when it's that kind of thing, it is a little different because it's inherently sort of experimental in a way, and you're using very non-standard pigments, and I think it is very well understood and very clearly stated that these are expected to change and evolve over time, and I think there's an argument to be made that is reasonable, acceptable in those kinds of cases. But if you're using things that are, supposed to be standard ingredients, I don't think it's as reasonable. Yeah, Holy Order of Perpetual Lacquer, a very catchy and easy to roll off the tongue brand name. Hey, Hopple. Yeah, Hopple is how I try to remember it, but I forget. I always forget if it's Hopple or Hool, or I don't know. And like I think the Instagram handle is different from the actual brand name, which doesn't help. Because I think the Instagram handle is something like Temple of Lacquer or whatever. It's different. Somewhere there's the word temple in one of their things. And it throws me every time because I can never remember what is the actual name and what is the handle and et cetera, et cetera. So I just remember it as being Lacquered Bees brand. Got a hair in that one. That always helps with application. Hoopla. Yeah, there you go. Temple of Lacquer, I feel like would have been a very reasonable name that would have been easy to remember. And I'm not sure why I didn't go with that, but it's okay. It's not my brand. I don't need to worry about it. I also really liked that with that one, when they first came out with those polishes, they were a 5 ml bottle. And I know a lot of people prefer larger bottles, and they did ask for larger bottles. And as a result, she started making larger bottles. But I appreciate having an experimental formula like that in a smaller bottle, because if it ends up, over time being just ugly and unusable, then it's only, a tiny little amount that's being wasted. You're trying perhaps too hard to make the hashtag will it hoople stick for combos you try with them. The branding is a little unclear, though I find it delightful. I do also find it delightful. You bought the moon dust polish that I will totally be able to see the moon dust in. Yeah. I did buy the moon dust polish, and I had to for a couple of reasons. One of which, a cat just walked by. One of which is that when I was a little kid, my nickname was Moon. Apparently because when I was a baby, my mom would show me the moon to get me to stop fucking screaming at night and get me to sleep. Apparently I was fascinated by it. And then also because Brian, in his PhD work, studied the Galilean moons of Jupiter. And so I was like, I can't not buy the moon polish with moon dust in it. Yeah, I'll be happy just knowing that there are bits of moon on my nails, no matter how tiny. Absolutely, RoboDucky, I am with you. Anyway, despite the fact that this is not the color it's supposed to be at all in any way, shape, or form, it's a nice formula. We're not going to focus on it, though, apparently. Apparently we don't focus today. There we go. There we go. So, first coat, a little patchy in spots, but almost full coverage. So 2 coats is 100% going to give us full coverage. Yeah, she's really filling the gap for people who don't buy DVN anymore. Absolutely. You are right, bow and arrows. It is a cute novelty item. And when we land on the moon, we're going to get some sick nail art out of it. Absolutely. I will definitely be using that in a future moon-related manicure. No doubt. It is hollow that you can't really see. Maybe with the second coat, you'll be able to see the hollow. I can see the hollow. It does. have, it's not like a linear hollow. It's like a weird, I think she called it like velvet hollow or something. It's a super fine particle, but it's not quite linear. And I'm not sure what the deal is with that. It is very pretty. It's very soft looking. I have photos of other ones in the collection because I have swatched all but the blue, of course. I didn't bother swatch. Shit. I didn't bother swatching the oopsies of this. Crap. Freaking hair landing on my nail while it is wet. Very rude. I feel like the hollow is most obvious in the charcoal one that is not part of the collection, that is not supposed to exist. You can see it there. It's the same hollow pigment in all the colors. But yeah, you can definitely see it in the charcoal. But it's not quite like a linear. It's like, I don't know. It's a little different from a linear. By the way, she's decided she is going to end up releasing these ones, assuming that they are stable in this dark gray, which so far they are. She's going to release these in a different collection. So because she made a bunch of it, so it's not going to go to waste. It's just not going to be blue. Can we get rid of this little? I mean, we're going to be doing nail art over it, so it probably doesn't really matter. But I guess I'll just make sure I cover that bit with, you can see where the hair was. Yeah, I've never heard of anyone calling anything velvet hollow, but it's definitely not quite like a straight linear. I don't know. I do love a charcoal gray hollow. I honestly, I am sad for her that she's gone through this incredibly annoying process. That sucks. But also I am not mad to have a dark gray hollow. I didn't have one. So it would be funny if it just kept changing colors forever. Pardon me. Budgie is in the room. I'm really hoping that she decides to settle into the cardboard condo at some point. But so far, she has not decided to do that. So if she does, I will move the camera so that it is visible, so that she is visible. We aren't nail polishologists out here. We just enjoy pretty things on the nails. Listen, some of us are nail polishologists. Or at least wannabe nail polishologists. Oh, the beast has awoken. And by the beast, I mean my darling husband. He just woke up. It's normal. He works from home. And his work rarely requires him to interact with groups of humans. And most of his interaction with the people he works with happens over group messages and stuff. And so he doesn't need to be awake at any particular time most days. And he's ADHD, so he works better at night. It's fun until it gets swamp ass. Yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate this one getting swamp ass. I know that the swamp ass that happened with that one hollow taco was a direct result of having real silver flake in a sulfurous blue base. It's just if you put sulfur and silver together, you're going to have swamp ass. That's all there is to that. Hey Dame, welcome. I apologize, I'm a little bit snuffly today. I have taken medication to hopefully help the allergy situation, but the pollen is bad today. The 3 hollow tacos? Yeah, there's more than one that was affected, but there was one in particular that was the worst. The blue one. The one that was originally blue that was really bad. But all the ones that have like blue and purple pigments with that silver flake had at least some amount of sulfurous compounds in them, so... The chemistry doesn't support that one. Yeah, you can't be putting silver in a sulfurous context. It's not good. And really, like, you would think they would have predicted that something like that would happen, because they do have actual chemists, I believe, but all right. So, first things first, we simply must have an octopus with human legs. Are we doing arms and legs, or are we just doing legs? Or are we just doing arms? I'm going to poll. I'm going to do a poll for the octopus. Start a poll. 8 arms, 8 legs, or... not 6 legs, 8 legs. What the hell's wrong with you? Or 4 each. All right, so will the octopus have 8 human arms, 8 human legs, or 4 of each? They're human arms and legs that we are putting on this octopus. So I know that we call octopus arms, but I'm leaving it up to y'all to decide whether we're doing arms, legs, or both. And oof, I'm a little snorfly. This is the cat that is considering maybe going into... Hi. Do you need something? Do you need some pets? Hang on. There we go. What? Don't show us your butt. Come back here. Come back here. Come here, dumbass. Great. Honestly, why does she like this? Come back. Hi. Hello. Yeah. This is what she does all the time. She comes, she gets some pets on her face, and then she immediately turns around and shows me her butt. Every single time. A 50-50 split. Looks like 53% for each now. Is the octopus playing the drums like in Aquaman? Indeed, I have not seen it. Nobody went with 8 legs. No, one person went with 8 legs, it looks like. We got one 8-leg person. Oh. She has gone up to one of the 2 cat locations. Let's see if I can get a camera on that. It's not exactly optimal, but it's something. Of course, I have it on my Kleenex box, which is going to be a problem. I'm basically guaranteed to need more than one Kleenex during stream. Maybe I can put this other box there. There we go. What a good girl. All right, I'm going to end the poll. 59% voted for 4 legs and 4 arms. So we're doing a split. Okay. So for the base color of the octopus, I do feel like the whole thing should be sort of fleshy. Yeah, who voted for 8 legs? Who did that? Maybe I'll do like a darker, more like red and coral kind of color for the, whoops, wrong one, for the octopus portion, and then go into like fleshy, pasty white person colors for the leggies and arms. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And I'm thinking this might need to go across more than one nail. Like it might need to be with like some, like the head in one area and then legs and arms spreading across a couple of nails. A freaky lurker? Yeah, probably. All my lurkers are freaky. I love you, freaky lurkers. Let us begin. Oh, I should probably have some acetone out for this. Oh yeah, I should also have my little, where's my little PR thing? All right, well, I got this one. Not all of them were received for swatching, but we're gonna put that out because some of the polishes I'm using, some of the like, some of the crumbs I'm using were also PR, so not all, but a bunch. So I think I'll do like the head of the octopus or whatever the hell it's called, like here. Yeah, no reverse stamp fails today. Good job, Kat. Good job. Well done. Freaky Lurker is a good band name. If I didn't already have a fan base name, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like I kind of just settled on Vexed Varmints because it kind of works, but I never actually call chat varmints. So I do feel like there's room. But I also feel like maybe some people would be, offended. And that's something I care very much about. What the fuck do octopi look like, y'all? What do octopodes look like? Octopodes. I'm just going to call them everything. Don't call me freaky, just a lurker. Hey, we got one! Way to come out of hiding to defend yourself. You've fallen into Ashley's trap. I'm sure you're perfectly delightful and not at all freaky. Not that there would be anything wrong with that. Some of my best friends are freaky. Right, Ashley? Octos are basically 90% blob. Yeah, totally. We're leaning into the blob aesthetic today. All right. There we go. I feel like that's probably a good start on an octoblob. I can't believe you managed to lure one out that way, Ashley. It's really good. You were forced to defend yourself. You truly weren't. Like, you could have just let it go. Nobody would have known that you're a freaky lurker. It's not like we can see the names of the freaky lurkers. I mean, the totally not freaky at all lurkers who are probably very lovely people. Okay. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 out the front end. I'm just kind of roughing in where those are going to go, approximately. And then I'm going to mix this with a darker coral. You confused Yaneli with your flirtatiousness because she thought you only flirted with Linnery? Well, that's weird. Why would she think that? Okay, so we're going to have one out here. We're going to have one back here. We'll have one this way. Do we need to go on to the next leg? The next nail? I don't know if we do. Maybe a little bit. And then, what the hell? We'll have a second one over peeking out on this side. Okay, so that's our 8. You know what? There's still time to turn them into dicks. I'm just saying. There's still time to turn them into... It's not that kind of stream. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. As tempting as it may be, we're not doing that. You kept chasing after Linnery hardcore, so I felt bad interjecting. Listen. Ashley... I'm not one to slut shame. I'm more into slut celebrating because I think it's a beautiful thing. And Ashley is an expert. Don't you dare call me a perfectly lovely person. You're a wretched little vexed varmint and occasionally a decidedly freaky lurker. There you go. Linnery has a harem of fine women. She can't spell harem, but she has one, which is honestly quite a feat. It is true. You have to be careful flirting with married women. Okay, so I'm gonna do like this one is gonna be a leg for sure. This one's gonna be a leg. So it's gonna have like a little calf back here and then a little foot. There we go. Get a little foot. Get some thigh muscle on this bad boy. Oh yeah. See, this octopus does not skip leg day. It remains to be seen whether this octopus skips arm day, but this octopus does not skip leg day. Like, not overly, you know, muscly, not like to the point where you're not going to be able to cuddle, but like, this is an octopus that takes care of itself. Okay. So having established one leg, you know, I think this one might be a leg in behind here. We're going to do the legs first. I've got like a cat hair on here. Okay. A little calf. We may not be able to see every hand and foot. Some of them might be obscured or off camera. And by off camera, I mean off nail. But this one, I don't know, maybe we can see like a little toe sticking up. Get this knee a little better defined in here. Picturing this creature scuttling along the ocean floor doing squats and lunges. Yeah. You gotta when you're on the ocean floor. You ever tried doing squats and lunges across the ocean floor? If like you don't feel like you weigh very much, but you do in fact have to be working against the water, right? It's a lot. You gotta push hard to propel yourself. You need some good muscles that way. Okay, this one's gonna be a leg here, but this one's like in the back. It's gonna be a bit shadowed back there. And then this one, so we've got so far 3 legs. Arm. I guess I want that one to be an arm, which means this one's also going to be a leg. Oh, was there a loud noise? That would have been the bus. Trash always happens too early for stream, and it's on Wednesday mornings. So, all right. So this leg is going to be up here, and this leg is going to be doing one of these. Get that heel in there. Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. A beautiful muscular leggy. What a lad we have here. What a friend we have in octopus. Give him a bit more of a... There we go. All right. Gonna darken this up a little bit. We are gonna have to work on the interface between the octopus portion and the human portion, but we'll get there. I'm confident. Oh yeah, top chat is standard. I'm showing all messages now. Listen. It's not going to look like a dick forever, I promise. Thank you for the comment filtering reminder. It is very annoying that I have to deal with that, but it is what it is, so... Okay, let's get started on some arms so we can get rid of some of these dicks. Because nobody wants those. At least not on this stream. This is not that kind of stream. Okay. Now, how are we gonna make these work, do we think? I think we have like a little bicep here. And I think the elbow is like right here. And then this is going to be the forearm here. It's going to be a little challenging to get all the, like, you know, hands and such. We're going to have to do some shadow and highlight work, but for now we'll just rough that in. Get the shape in there, and then we'll work on shadows and highlights afterward. This one, we need a little bicep here. And maybe this one is going to be like this. This one's flexing, I bet. I bet this one's flexing a little bit. Okay. Now this one's going to be going off the thing a little bit. Nobody wants dick if they want merman. They want tail. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Need to ask Nicole how merman smut works. Someone has definitely thought about it. I feel like you can really easily solve the problem if you just make them like porpoises or, you know, one of the like the fish adjacent mammal creatures. Or sharks. Don't sharks have like a, well, I guess they just have, well, I'm not sure what they have. They have like a claspers, right? They have claspers. I know that for sure. But I don't know what their actual junk situation looks like. Okay. This one is going to go this way. I do feel like one of these has to have like, so this one's going off screen as well. One of these has to have like a hand. Maybe this one here is going to have the fingers spread, so it's like waving or something. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. But I think for now, we can kind of just do that. And then it's going to be highlights that are going to make that work. Okay. Googling shark weenie. Thank you, Leo. Shape of Water movie kind of told. I haven't seen that. All right, I'm going to give you a cat so that I can blow my nose. Hang on a second. She's being such a good girl. Googling dolphin ween. Y'all's Google search history is going to be delightful. Sort of The Lighthouse, but for mermaids. Haven't seen that either. Okay. Back to nails. All right, so we're going to need some shadow action. I'm going to bring in some dark tones with teal. Okay, let's see. Try and get a good color here that's like shadowy but not too desaturated. Your picked stuff I haven't used in a year, Manny, turned out cute. Nice. Shark weenies have claspers and internal testes. So is there like a penis adjacent kind of structure that delivers semen, or is it more like a cloaca situation? Very normal conversations we have in our streams. I really appreciate that about y'all. We're always over here keeping it super normal. And I think that's beautiful. I'm waiting for the answer to whether or not there's some sort of sperm adjacent or penis adjacent sperm delivery device. They have a hole, but it's not a cloaca. Interesting. But it's more like a cloaca than it is like a penis, presumably. Her last words were sperm adjacent. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness. This is like a really long delay too. Unless it was one of the later times I said sperm adjacent and not the first time I said sperm adjacent, because I think I've said it several times now. Okay. So the ones that are more in front. Let's do this one. Here we go. Okay. And this one's going to be more in back. They killed me. Man, it's really bad, eh? Why is stream like this? Why is it this bad? Man, this is rough. Stream status, poor. We're back. It's looking a little better. Yeah, I just don't have a good way to wire is the problem. We don't have a good way to do that. I wish that we did. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how this stuff all connects, but you know, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually. Actually, I think if you got an A, a little Canadian A. I don't do it a lot. I didn't do it a lot when I was in Canada either, but it does happen. It happens on occasion. Okay. We'll do some like darker stuff here. There we go. Really long Ethernet cord and a mesh system is how you do it. Yeah, we have a mesh system. I would just need to figure out a way to run an Ethernet cord through multiple doors that often need to be closed while I'm streaming, which is a challenge. Not insurmountable, but a little bit of a challenge. Especially because it would then also have to run either the long way around the room or across the ceiling or literally just have a cable stretched across the studio floor. And like I've run lots of cables in my life. I actually did that for a living very briefly. So like, you know, it's not like I don't know how to do it or anything. It's just that it's going to be a challenge in this space. So, you know, hasn't happened yet. All right, this arm is scary. Trying to do some highlights here. Make it a little more obvious what things are. Although maybe it's better if we can't tell what things are. There's something to be said for that in this specific case. Satellite in the office. Yeah, that would be helpful if that was a thing I could do. I do have a mesh access point in here. I think, or I did. Yes. But we need routers and everything, or we need cables and everything. I need to just do the thing and figure out how to do it in this space. It's not, you know, it's not impossible, but it just needs to become a priority, and it hasn't yet. Because it's not an issue during the night streams, is part of the thing. It's not an issue during the night streams. We rarely have serious issues during the night streams. And since I only recently started doing these ones, it only recently started being an actual problem. So, you found the dolphin dildo? Great. I, at one point in time, had a job-ish where basically what I did was crawl through ceilings, installing the actual physical network, cabling and routers and everything, big hubs, and it was interesting. It was many, many, many years ago. All right. Try and get... I feel like we have the basic idea here. I feel like we're a good chunk of the way there. I want like a slightly highlighted area here. You know, what I'll say for the weird dildo market is that people sure are creative. I can't say that I get it, but it's cool that people have options. I'm glad that everyone gets what they want. Okay. Now, I suppose we need some eyes on this. Let's give this guy some eyes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did stream die? Are we back? I think stream died for a second. Is it back? Oh gosh. Oh boy, it got real bad again. It seems like it's back, but it's just extremely janky. It, like, my window went completely blank for a moment. It was like, no, we got nothing. This is definitely a middle of the workday, everybody works from home now kind of issue, for sure. All right, we're going to put an eye over here. And then I think this is going to be like a... almost brow ridge kind of space. There we go. Man, oh man. All right, it seems like it's kind of okay again-ish. Budgie has moved. Budgie has moved into the spot where it is actually not difficult to get a decent image of her. So let me get an octopus eye on here. There we go. And hopefully, there we go. I think we did it. I think it's like, because it's not instantly obvious that it's got human arms and legs until you like start to look, and then it's a little horrifying, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So that's good. Let me adjust the cat cam. There we are. We got a budgie. What a good girl. Okay. So, one nail down. Some number to go. So, question becomes, what do we do next? I mean, I feel like we do need to have a straight up reverse mermaid, right? We got to have a straight up reverse mermaid. That's just obvious. But then I don't know what else we do. Okay, reverse mermaid. Do we want to go greens? Let's go greens. Greens, blues, maybe a little orange. Let me grab an orange. I didn't grab an orange. Or a yellow. Okay. Oof. I wonder about like a crab or a lobster. Oh my god, what about a jellyfish that's a human head with jellyfish tentacles just coming out of the neck hole? A manatee, but the fins are human hands and feet? Oh god, that's fucked. I like it. That's upsetting. Okay. Let's start with a dark green. Banana shark. I think fish. I think reverse mermaid. Standard reverse mermaid is going to be this way. Yes to jelly person. Shrimp with human fingers is literally just going to look like dicks. I guarantee you. There's no way to not make that look like dicks. Okay. Oh my god, the medication is not doing enough. Hang on. Okay. Jelly person is nightmare fuel, so that needs to be done. Yeah, I think I agree with that. It keeps freezing right after I say something about dicks or sperm. It knows. It knows. It's trying to censor us. Yeah, there's just no way to do that at a size that will work, unfortunately, Leo. I like where your head is at. I don't think I can make it work at this kind of scale. Okay. I'll do some little speckly bits, and then get some orange and yellow. This is your first stream here, and you're loving these combos. Welcome, Peachy. I apologize that your first stream is so janky. I promise I will purchase an Ethernet cable and try to make things better over the next couple of streams. But yeah, Thursday night stream is not like this, but Tuesday afternoon stream, she do seem to be an issue. Okay. Now some oranje. Buffer sensor. I do really appreciate that anybody should have this particular set of conversations greet them in their very first time joining us. I do think it's like a pretty reasonable introduction to our streams, though, right? Like, not that we're always talking about, you know, marine animal dongs, but you know, I think it adequately sort of expresses the general vibe of the stream. We do not take too much very seriously here. That's for sure. Okay, let's get a little of this green, a little more of this white. I need more white. Leo, I appreciate your brain. I wish I had giant nails to make your ideas work. Okay, get some light areas happening there. I think we're gonna go with a little orange up in the lips area. There we go. And then we need an eye right around here, I think. Seems like a reasonable place for a fish eye. Not necessarily the most reasonable job of applying it, but whatever. Okay. We'll give this eye a pupil, which will hopefully be smaller than the actual white area. And if we can manage to do that, I'll be very happy. There we go. Okay, now we need to transition into some human legs. I don't want this person to be the same color as the other person was. So we're gonna do some orange, some pink, and I think just a touch of teal. Let's see where we are with the orange and peach together. See where that gets us. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna want just a tiny little bit of this dark teal. Okay. Yeah. All right, a little bit more. Let's add a little coral into this. There we go. That's the color right there. That's the color. Okay, so here we're going to have like we definitely need a butt. We simply must have a butt. A nice caked up reverse mer person here. That I may have done the wrong shape on that, but we're gonna work on that, don't you worry. And then we'll do the leg here. And then this other leg is in behind, and it's just gonna go this way. Don't worry, we're gonna fix this. It's gonna be fine. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. We got this. Okay. So we need to contour this butt a little bit. A little butt sculpting. And then give it a little divot in there. And then here we need to make sure that that line makes sense with the line of the thigh in behind. There we go. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good, y'all. This is gonna be good. I can tell it's going well when everyone goes silent. In presumably horror. I really hope it's horror. That does make things fun. Okay. Let's get some highlights happening here. Get the top of this thigh. Get that big booty highlighted. Oh yeah. Okay. We'll highlight the back of this thigh, and we'll highlight the back of this calf. And then we need some shadows, for which we will bring in a little bit more of our teal. It is horror leaving us speechless. Yeah, I figured. I'm excited about that, though. It's good. It's good when you're horrified. It means I'm doing my job correctly. Okay. I'll do this. I need a little more of this on the edge of your seats. Everybody's looking at shark dicks. I know the truth. I know what you're all doing. Everybody went down a weird dildo rabbit hole, and there's no coming back for most of you. All right. There we go. You're at work, but you're popping in for a moment. We've been talking about, I hope that you don't have like children around and the sound on, because we've been talking about marine animal schlongers of various sorts. And we're learning. We're having an educational day. We've learned about male sharks having claspers. So that was fun. And we've been having some fun thought experiments about, how various different things would work. If they were one fishy crossed with or one sort of marine animal crossed with a human. So that's fun. Also, everybody is super into the dolphin dildos. Ashley found them, and then everybody left to go look at those. So it's just you and me now, because everyone is looking at weird dildos. Your poor baby boy's ears are burning. Ah, yes, happy Cinco de Mayo. And also Revenge of the Sith Day. Or is that tomorrow? I don't know. I've heard it both. I've heard it both ways. All right, I do think we need to work on this interface a little bit. I think we need to bring some of these fishy colors down a little more. Do I have any? Everything's dry. Of course it is. Of course it is. I can't believe Budgie left us again. How dare. So rude. All right, let's see here. I think we're also going to need some kind of fins. Froze again after dildos. Yeah, I think YouTube doesn't like it when I say that. You're just editing your photos today? You're cleaning the kitchen and listening. It is a good day to lurk, probably. I suspect. Especially if you don't really want to be annoyed by the ridiculous way that everything is stuttering. Okay. So for fins, I think we're gonna do like a this kind of a thing. We'll just do a little bit up here. And then maybe we'll do a little thing here. We'll just sort of hint at it and not get too concerned about it because I don't really want to futz around too much. There we go. All right, day to not overshadow Cinco de Mayo. That makes sense. Stream is exploding again. Love that for me. Love it for all you as well. Okay. So, next up is the jellyfish. I knew what you meant by bow and arrows. I got you. Jellyfish, human head, tentacles. So the easy part here is going to be making a human head. And by easy, I mean, oh God, why did I think this was going to be a good idea? So I think I want to go back into these tones over here. Add a little bit more of all of our various and sundry colors. Oh, that's going to be too much. There we go. All right, where are we with this? Let's see. I think we're going to need more orange, but let's just see. Yeah, it's a little too green. Well, maybe if I add... Hold up. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Cat cam down. Not that there's a cat right now anyway. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on. Okay, that one took me by surprise, y'all. Just realized it's Tuesday. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we need a little bit more of this pinky tone in here to get us closer to the right color for this face. You missed most of the really entertaining talk about fish dicks, but I'm sure more horrors will happen. Just saying, welcome. Welcome. Okay, I think this is a good base color for our face here. So yeah, my head explode, bow and arrows. My head explode. Okay, so here's a question. Does the jellyfish have hair? I feel like maybe no, because if it has hair, then I feel like it's going to interfere with the tentacles. Like it'll like compete for attention with the tentacles. And I'm feeling like maybe it makes more sense for jelly to be bald, or a little jelly person. Does that... We could start out bald and then see where it takes us. We can always add hair afterward, I think. I think we can do that if we decide that we need hair. Okay. So let's start with the assumption of no hair. and then we'll go from there. Ears? I think yes. I think yes to ears. Big ears, apparently, is what I have decided on. That's too large. We're gonna have to do something about that. That ear is too large. That ear is a little more reasonable. I need more acetone. Hello, punks. Jelly is straight out of a horror movie? Yes, I hope so. I hope that it will be. I'm excited for it to be truly horrifying. But first, it needs to have less comically large ears. Okay. Oh my goodness. This brush keeps picking up more lint than it's wiping off as I go to clean it. Okay. Now, why are you making an ear? Because it's a jellyfish. Okay, here we go. RuPaul Jelly Heat. All right, let's get some highlights going here. So we will go like this. That's going to be like the brow ridge area. And then we're going to have some like cheekbone kind of area and nose kind of area. I'm just blocking in my highlight points right now. Okay. And then the shadows are going to be, I need a darker tone for my shadows. We're going to add a little bit of teal for that. In this area, not too much. Not too much teal, Peggy. Just a little bit. We're going to need more thinner. We always need more thinner. A constant fucking battle. No, it is supposed to be an ear. Just go with it, punks. Can I pick up some of that? No. Oh, you know what I need? I need a tiny, 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 tiny bit of red in here as well. Tiny bit of red. That was too much red. More teal. A little more teal. There we go. That's a better shadow color, I think. There we go. All right, so shadow. Get shadow around the eye area. We're gonna have shadow in the hollow of the cheeks. And we're gonna have my mouth area. My jaw is a little too shallow here. I'm gonna need this whole area is gonna be mostly in shadow here. There we go. Okay. A face is starting to emerge, which is always fun. Don't worry, Pinky. It's all going to make sense eventually. I promise. I promise. I mean, in the sense that it will be slightly less confusing than it currently is. Okay. So, get that. Get a little mouth. Oh, there we go. There we go. Face suddenly appeared. All right, now I, and then do I want to do just a little bit of just a touch. Deepen up that shadow under there just a little bit. There we go. Okay. RuPaul jellyfish. Sure. It does look a little like RuPaul, doesn't it? Just a touch. Okay. Well, a little more highlight, sort of where the eyebrows would be if we were going to have eyebrows. I feel like it's enough like a face without going over that I kind of want to stop there and start working on the jelly portion of it. So for the jelly portion, I definitely want to use this coral as one of the like core colors in that, you know, the like, I don't know jellyfish anatomy. There's like that central area that's like a more dense, like squishy part. And then there's like the thin, long tentacles around that. So for the squishy part is what I'm working on right now. Actually, is there enough red here? That's probably gonna be good. So we'll just, don't want to like mix. I kind of just want to like have both the colors in there if possible. There we go. A little more of this red, I think. And I think I need some of the snowy plover as well. The mane, is that what it's called? Okay. Ooh, all right. I'm liking that. I feel like this is pretty good for the central bit, she said as she continued working it. God forbid I should stop when I'm happy. No. I simply must keep going. All right, and then the tentacly bits, I think we will do in more of like a pale yellowy tone. Just gonna bring this under so it looks a little more tucked underneath the jaw. Oh, you're just co-braining. Yeah. Yes, the that part, the main part. I don't know what it's called. Doesn't matter. The important thing is that we know what we're saying. Nobody else needs to know what the fuck we're saying, as long as we know what we're saying. All right. So we do just some like tentacly bits. I don't have enough white here. Oh boy. Let me tell you. This is the good shit right here. When I said when I was a kid that I wanted to be an artist, this is what I was talking about right here. Just real normal ass shit like this. Perfect. Okay, now I feel like that's pretty good. Does the jellyfish also need hair? I feel like I'm pretty good with it being bald, but I'm willing to discuss. What are we thinking? Hair or no hair? Jules says it's divine. Thank you. I'm proud of it. I mean, I'm horrified by it, but I'm also proud of it. So far, I'm very pleased with how our mermaid mani is coming along. A moon jellyfish dot pattern. Oh, interesting. Oh, so like that's like they've got like that loop thing, right? Hang on, let me just moon jelly. Yeah, they've got those like, okay, yes. That is a correct suggestion. I am a friend. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because like the jellyfish are kind of everything is under the body, which is the head in this case. So I do feel like it's correct to leave it bald. I'm glad you all agree with me. It feels correct. All right, so let's just give it a little moon jelly loop here. Because moon jellies have those like, I need more white. They have that little like white. I think it's actually like areas where there's more or less tissue underneath. But it looks like little white loops to me. Okay. I'm annoyed with this brush. The first one was around for almost a year before it started to have issues with this. And this one's going wonky like immediately, which is very annoying. Yeah, hair would be drawing too much attention up top. And also hello Liz. Welcome to stream. I did not notice that there was a new person talking. All right, I think the moon jelly loopy bits on top were a very good suggestion. Now, there were some other suggestions earlier. I'm just going to... Oh, I missed. Jules said earlier, my partner is listening and really wants everyone to know that turtle penises are really weird. Weird in what way? Please have your partner explain for us, Jules. I would like to know in what way turtle penises are really weird. In the meantime, I'm going to continue scrolling because I feel like somebody else had another idea. Oh, manatee, but the fins are human hands and feet. Right. Okay. I feel like that has to happen on my thumb, because I'm going to need space for that. Yeah, duck penises are very weird as well. Those are like, they've got the weird spiral thing. And then there's like, is it echidnas that have the like multi-headed thing that's like, they look like weird little tentacled clubs. It's very upsetting. All right, manatee. Let me reference images here. Oh my god, they're so goofy looking. All right, how do I want to paint a manatee? Oh, like this. That's the correct position. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be mostly gray. I think I'm going to use my loggerhead sea turtle to like just make it not pure gray. Like a flower at the end, a pitcher plant. Turtle penises have a pitcher plant shaped thing. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. The more I learn about different mammal dong options and configurations, the more I think that spiders really had the right idea. They came up with the correct thing real early on, and they've stuck with it. And I just think they're doing it right, and everybody else is doing it really wrong. That's what I think. Let's go pretty dark here for the base. Yeah, we'll use all of that black in there. Do I want a hair more? Yeah, I'm going to do just a touch of this dark teal. Just a little bit. Not too much. Albireo is not going to fit in with the theme, though. Unless I literally make it a mashup of me and the ray, which I'm not sure how to do that. Okay. So, manatee noggin and big sort of shovel-like snoot. And then bod coming in behind. Big back. Big back on a manatee. This actually is like this. Back bigger. And then tail gonna come in to here and then stop because fins, which are actually not fins. You know what we're going to be doing to this is actually just like sort of bringing it back to its mammalian terrestrial roots. Or at least, I guess not roots. Roots isn't really quite the right word for that, because they started in the water, but then they went to land, but then they went back to the water. So, yeah. None of this has anything to do with whether something is a fish or not. An octopus isn't a fish, and the very first thing I did was an octopus. It's wrong mermaids, not fish. All right. I feel like I've gone the wrong direction with the snoot here. I need to revert a little bit on this snoot. Okay. I made the snoot too big. Snoot too big. Oh my god, the sinuses are gonna do the thing again. I can feel it. There we go, that's a little better. Yeah, but we're only doing wrong mermaids. Do you see any mermaids here? No. This is wrong mermaids only. Okay, darker. I need a darker section. Anyway, I'm definitely not going to try to render myself as anything, because painting a self-portrait on my nails is not going to be a thing today. I don't see any way to make that go well for me. All right. Shadow, 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 shadow. Shadow, shadow. There we go. And then more black, even darker shadow. Darker, darker, darker in here. And almost black right along that edge. Not quite black, but almost. There we go. And then we're gonna go this, oh, come on. We need like a sort of a snoot line here. And this is where the eyes are gonna be. Get this darker area here. I need a little bit more black. Okay. And I'm also going to need black for the actual eye as well, so I probably should have given myself even more than that. There we go. Okay, so the eye is going to go like here. Little beady eye. They just have these tiny beady eyes. And pretty much black for this mouth area under here. And then there's like a little area here where the other eye would be. With a tiny little bit of a highlight right there. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to need some lighter portions. Oop. And probably a little bit more of this. Okay, so highlights. We go up here, obviously. And up along here. That's a little too white. We're going to have to blend that out a little. There we go. We've got a whole sort of highlight area up at the top of the head here. There we go. And then there's like a very little bit of not too bright highlight. I need this to be a little thinner here. Added too much thinner. Love that for me. It's my favorite. Okay. Still too bright. There we go. Am I going to do a great big sea style mermaid? But then I met her sister and she set my heart awhirl because her upper half was an ugly fish, but her bottom half was a girl. I mean, I kind of basically already did that. That's on my ring finger. I will show you in a moment. Okay, there. Come on, focus. I believe in you. Focus. Do the thing. There we go. I do think that the lower half could go either way on gender, but yeah. Fish top, human bottom. Done. All right. I do feel like this manatee is working pretty well. I think we're like basically there. As long as I don't fuck it up by trying to overwork it. There we go. All right, so there's most of the manatee, and now we just need the human hands and feet. Okay, so let's go back to the more like sort of super pasty me style flesh for the hands and feet on this one. Just a tiny hint of this coral color. That's a little better. Okay, so big toes out, and then little toes. We'll just rough it in here first. Do we want the heels though? Like, do we want feet with heels? Maybe we want feet with heels. If that's the case, then I have to make them a little different than this. I think I might want feet with heels. Yeah, let's get my bigger cleanup brush here. Ugh, my sinuses. I'm so sorry, y'all. You arrived too late to see the the other fish. The classic reverse mermaid. And we're still going to have to figure out something for the pinky as well. All right, so let's go like heel here, and then... So we're basically starting with the ankle. What do we think about that style? So that would be all the little toes, and then the big toe right in front here. Obviously going to have to do a little highlight and shadow to make it look a little more foot-like. And I feel like this could work. Christ, what a fucking horror show this is. What a horror show. Okay, now this one's at a different angle though. So this one I think will just be like this way. Sufficiently strange. Excellent, excellent. That is what we're looking for. Okay, so big toe and then smaller toes. And we just gotta do a little sculpting there to make that work. Okay. Cat came back. I didn't realize. I'm gonna give you the cat for a moment while I blow my nose again. Fart bubbles on the manfish. That is funny. I do like that idea. That's a fun concept. Okay. So I'm gonna add a touch of green for the shadow part of this. Little green. I think I need a little red as well. Okay. It looks a little bit too dead flesh. I feel like the teal was giving a better shadow than the green. Well, that's not bad there. Let's try that out. Okay. So this will be for like our heel color. And then of the toe. And need some of this. Get a little in-betweeny color. And then we're going to need some highlight as well. Yeah. And the highlight is going to be basically just white. Maybe a tiny bit of this in there, but mostly just white. I have a little bit of a weird shape happening here. I gotta get my face down here. Okay. I need to take away a little bit here between the ball and the big toe, just to contour that a little better. And then I think a tiny little bit here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. You know, nobody should be complaining about seeing more Budgie Smuggler. That's all. You're honored to see Budgie Smuggler. All right. Let's see if we can get these looking like little piggies. I always forget how hard it is to draw hands and feet, especially in a medium like this. It's really not, it's not an optimal medium for things like hands and feet. Not impossible, but challenging for sure. Yeah, I suppose you did come to see the nails rather than the cat. All right. I don't know. What do we think? Does it sort of look like a? Does it sort of look like a foot? I feel like it needs. It needs to be a little smaller. It's too big, is what it is. It's too big. Whoop. Okay, that's a little better. And then I'm also going to take my base color here. I'm gonna sneeze again. God damn it. No, do not. Okay, let's See if I can do like a little better division between the toes here. Oh my god, my brush is split. There we go. Come on. Listen, I know it's hard. I know you're struggling, little brush, but I truly don't think that I'm asking you to do anything you're not explicitly designed to do. Oh, there's a big toe right there. I'm gonna need to blow my nose again in a second. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you. I think I did it though. I feel like I may have done it. Just gonna slim this down a little bit. There we go. Would you like to focus? That would be great. Thank you. There we go. There's our feet. We still need hands, but we've got feet. So that's exciting. Okay. Once again, I'm going to give you budgie so that I can blow my nose again. That was a bus again. Imagine how much worse it would be if I hadn't taken allergy meds. All right, hands. Hands. Across the water. Hands across the sea. All right. Magnificent. Where's my manatee reference photo? There it is. Because we're gonna need to have one hand back here. And this is, like the feet, gonna be comically oversized. I think we have like the palm here, and then the fingies just sort of splayed. Thumb is going to be out here. Horrifying. Very wrong. Extremely wrong. Okay, so the palm, thumb, finger, 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 finger. Yeah, that's upsetting and bad. I like it. I like it. I think I'm gonna have to actually use the well, maybe we'll do the highlights first and then touch up afterward. Okay, so a little more white. Oh, yeah. Very upsetting. I like it. Oh, that's going to need a little sculpting around. But I think that's okay. I'll go here. There's a horrifying hand. It's far too large, which I really appreciate. And it's far too pink. Now, the other hand goes in front of the body. And it will be the back of the hand that we're mostly seeing for the other one. Just trying to delineate the space between the fingers a little bit here. He's doing like a jazz hands thing, which is really fun. The bigger the better. What'd you miss? I don't know. How long were you gone? We're working on a manatee. Either we're working on a manatee now or we're working on a manatee still, depending on when you left. But I can't tell you which it is. One of those, for sure. Very upsetting. Really appreciate how upsetting this is. It's very good. Okay. Other hand. Other hand is going to be like coming out of down here. And it needs to be as comically oversized as the other one, so we do have to be careful of that. We've got to make sure it's comically oversized. That's going to be super important. I think that's going to be the thumb. And then I'm going to have to carve away a little bit because I did too much there. Okay. I should 3D print giant nails and paint them and sell them as art. I do have access to a 3D printer. But the problem, as always, with anything like that for me is shipping. I'm never going to ship. The only way that would ever work is if I did local pickup only or had a shipper. I have had in the past a small business that I found very difficult to keep up with the shipping for. I just, unfortunately, I don't do well with that. That would be absolutely hilarious, though. I agree with you. I love the concept. Okay. Thumb is here. Fingers. This is really difficult to do. Especially because at this angle, they're all going to be overlapping a little bit. Nails as big as your hand, set of 5. If anyone wants that idea, they can have it. Send me a set. That would be fun. Rather than 3D printing them, though, I think I would prefer to use wood, like carved wood, or like, you know, cut into nail shaped sizes or shapes. Okay. It would be a great piece for a nail art studio. You are not wrong. I think I actually want this over here. Let's let that soak a little bit. Try and loosen that up a little. It would be very funny if I did something like that and then tried to market it to a local nail salon. Okay. Yeah, I'm like struggling. I'm extremely struggling here. I don't know why this hand is so much harder than the other hand, but it is, apparently. I don't know if y'all heard that. There was like a meowing sound, but it didn't sound right. If you heard that, that was my husband outside. I don't know who he's meowing at, but he's in the garden meowing. What a guy. All right, I think it more closely resembles a hand now. I definitely struggled with this one. But I think it's recognizable as a human hand. I'm gonna call it good. I also need to do a little bit more dark behind it. Just need to deepen up the shadow in behind. Budgie, are you flicking your ear against the side of the thing and then getting annoyed and flicking it more? Because that's extremely silly. All right. Where's my, oh, there it is. Is he trying to lure another feral cat? It's possible. It's also possible he's just talking to the cats through the screen. Like he might be out in the garden and just talking to somebody, one of the cats at the screen door. Sometimes Cinna and Timony will stand there and meow at him when he goes out to do gardening work, because they think that if one of us goes out into the backyard, they should also be allowed to come out into the backyard. Which, you know, is fair. We have established that sometimes they're allowed to come out with us in that little tent. So it's not a totally crazy request. But they don't always get to do that. Oh my god, what did I just drop? I think I dropped one of my brushes or something. Oh, hi Jammy Dodgers. I don't know what I just dropped. I can't find it. And I can't roll my chair back anymore. Oh, it's a brush. There we are. Hang on. Oof. You're okay, Jams. Yeah, please don't get your paws in my way. Jammy likes to lie down directly behind the chair in such a way that the rolling wheels are guaranteed to get her if I roll back more than a couple of inches without looking, which is really fun. Really, really fun. Are you seriously pushing on me? What the hell, man? I just felt a little paw on my rib cage. She's like, Mom, you're not giving me enough space. I need you to give me some more space, please. This one's starting to look a little bit webby, and I don't want that. Oh, wait, maybe that's helpful. Hang on. I think that actually made it better. Okay. Oh god, how do I every single time? I know how. But it's still stupid. Okay. I think the manatee is done. Okay, we have one more nail left. What are we going to do with it? Y'all need to tell me what we're going to do with that. Somebody give me an idea. I'm just going to be quietly painting bubbles here. Uh-oh. I also might sneeze again. Oh my goodness. I got it. Oof. Give me a second. Amoeba. How cursed? I mean, I'd like it to be paintable. So, you know. but like we've already got a an extremely wrong jellyfish. So about that cursed, I guess. And if it's something that's too small with too many legs, then it's going to be a problem because it'll be too hard to make them look like anything other than tiny dicks. So probably not anything like that. Coral with legs. Amoeba, but with eyes inside of it. Anemone with feet. I don't mind anemone with feet. That's kind of a fun idea. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the cat cam to where you can see Jammy Dodgers. I'm going to go pee, and I will be back. And I'm also going to blow my nose so much. I will be back. Hang on a minute. Oh, and I'm going to kill my sound. Hi. The ears always make you feel like the cat is judging you. Yeah. Seahorse with jacked arms. That's good. I like that. Seahorse with jacked arms is very funny. I feel like that could work. Okay. All right, seahorse with jacked arms it is. Let me bring up a little reference. Okay. Oh boy, it's really taken a good long time to load that, which probably means that stream is being stupid. Okay. Yeah, let's do... That's a pretty good photo. Peggy the sound. He really delayed, apparently. Okay. What color are we gonna do this seahorse? I'm thinking yellow and orange. That seems like a good color choice. Let's start with an orange base. Maybe with a little yellow in it. There was a centaur seahorse idea. Seahorse, but like a centaur. I see. I missed that one. Okay. Let us begin. So the head is like a little, just a little snoot, kind of like that. And then it's got this like whoosh bit here. It goes, it's got a little crest. Got a little crest and it goes whoosh, and then it goes down, and then it goes out. And then do a spiral. Okay. And on this side, it go whoop. And then it slim out in here. Big tummy. Yeah. All right. That's our basic seahorse shape. Try and do a little better job of that little spiral. Gonna have to do a little cleanup there. And I need more acetone. Oof, my acetone thing is getting yuck. I haven't cleaned it for a little while. I have to like basically wipe it out every once in a while, but I don't really do it often enough, so it'll get sort of a buildup of little glitters and pigment particles in the bottom. And for obvious reasons, it doesn't do quite as good a job cleaning when it gets like that. Okay, so there's our seahorse base. And then I'm gonna need a little eye. Which is about where you'd expect it to be. Except my little thing is split, so it gave me 2 tiny dots instead of 1 slightly larger dot. So that's nice. Okay. So annoyed with this fucking brush. Okay. The first one was so good. I'm irritated that this one is not as good. Now we're gonna need some white in here with this, because we gotta get some highlights going. So we're gonna have like this kind of a thing happening from those little ridges on its crust. The whole thing's got kind of a bunch of little ridges. Oh no. Okay, that's all right. We can fix it. Fucking Bob the Builder is in my head again now. Great. Whose fault is that? Which one of you did that? Goddamn Bob the Builder. One of you did that. I need to swap this out because that's starting to fall apart too much. Gets real linty. I try and use them for a good while. I usually use them through several manis. But at some point in time, they just start to get a little too beat up. Okay. A little tum highlight. Did I lose my white completely? I did. Good. Good, good. Just what I wanted. Okay. Whoop, that was too much. Love that for me. Let's try and get that eye back, shall we? There we go. Okay. I think the seahorse is good for now. My light started blinking, so it's been a little over 2 hours now. Oh, it's been a bunch over 2 hours. My palette is pretty with all the colors I used and mixed. Yeah, I love that. It always makes me happy. I guess I added that light a little bit late in the game here, so it's not surprising that it's gone a little longer than usual. Okay. Orange. Coral. Little teal. Mix and see where we are. Not quite there. More coral. tiny touch of red. And probably a touch more teal. Oh, that was too much teal. I tell you that right now. Way too much teal. Gonna have to add more of the other colors. Need more coral, I think. I'm probably gonna need a little more of the orange as well. Let's see where we are once I've done this. Well, it's not bad, actually. It's not bad. That's not a bad skin tone. It's a little bit on the sort of dusty side, but not bad. I think we'll roll with it. Now, I guess the question is, do we want the arms? Is this a Trogdor situation? I think is the question we need to ask ourselves. Just one super muscular arm. I'm kind of feeling like this might be a Trogdor situation. Let me get a Trogdor reference. Is there anyone here that does not know what Trogdor is? Trogdor the Burninator. If anybody here doesn't know about Trogdor the Burninator, here he is. Let me just open link or open image in new tab. Okay. For some reason, it's a pretend PNG. That's incorrect. Where are you? This one. Trogdor. This is Trogdor the Burninator. I'm feeling like this needs to be a Trogdor situation. If you're not familiar with Trogdor, if this is a new name and image for you, then I must insist that after stream, you take a moment, go to YouTube, and look up Homestar Runner Trogdor the Burninator. Trogdor, Trogdor. So, let's do a Trogdor situation here. I think this is the correct thing to do. I'm glad that y'all are on board. At least those of you who know who Trogdor is and have bothered speaking up. Okay. So, get the basic shape going here. It's gonna be a real big muscular arm. We are going to need to use some shadows and highlights to try and define this so that it looks more like an arm and less like a weird poop. But I believe in us. I think we can do the thing. Okay. So let us darken it up a tiny bit. I am going to use a little black for this. It's already somewhat desaturated anyway. So I think we'll be okay adding a little black to get some shadows in here. You know, normally I don't love using black to deepen my colors. But with brown, it usually works out all right. As long as you're sort of already in the brown range, you're usually okay. Okay, so let's go with a little contour under here. And a little muscle line there. And then we're gonna need some stuff going on the fist here. Okay. And then we're gonna need a highlight area as well. And I'm definitely going to need to add a little liquid to this. All right. I think we're going to end up at around 3.5 hours today, which is not too bad given how much we've done. Still on the long side for my streams. I usually try to keep them closer to 2 hours, but I think this one was worth it. All right. I mean, that might be it. I'm afraid if I try to do anything more, I'm just going to end up overworking it a little bit. And that wouldn't be good. There it is. Is it wildly stupid? Yeah, but I'm kind of into that. But Brian is meowing again outside. Okay, I think we're done, y'all. So next thing we need to do is do a little, well, yeah, let's do this and then I'll close all my bottles. So we'll do our seal glaze, make sure we are safe from the scary smudges that will ruin our artwork here. I did not expect to be painting a seahorse trogdor today, but I'm glad. I'm glad that that's where we ended up. Should probably wait to dry that a little bit more, but oh well, it's fine. My seal glaze always does this weird clouding thing whenever I use it, and then it dries down completely clear, but it always fogs up for a little while first, which is very weird. I've seen it with other like water-based top coats as well, but I feel like the seal glaze does it more than most. Love the ring. My little whale tail ring. I was debating because I also have this, which only fits on my thumb, which I might switch over to for photos. And then I have this like fish one as well, so I might end up doing the whale tail and the fish, and then swap out my vexed ring for an octopus ring for photos. My budgie has moved again and is now back on top of the chair. You ordered some seal glaze? Cool. I hope you like it. The only times that I really use it are when I've done nail art with very pigmented cremes. Because white and black in particular really really love to smear. And then sometimes with magnetics, if I am concerned that the magnetic particles might disperse for some reason. Actually, one of the main things that I use it for with magnetics is if I'm doing nail art over top of magnetics, even if I don't think that the nail art is going to smudge, it means that I don't have to like do anything else. I don't have to like magnetize with nail art on top of my magnetic when I put my top coat on. So I do like to use it for that. Where do I get fun rings? You have chunky fingers, so the likelihood of them having your size is small, but you want to know. So a combination. Some I've gotten on Etsy and some I have gotten on Amazon. I'm not buying from Amazon currently, but most of my rings that came from Amazon did so a while back. I know that a lot of the time you can get them on like AliExpress and things like that as well. But yeah, because I only use them for filming and swatch photos, I haven't wanted to like invest serious money in really nice rings. So what I'm looking for when I'm shopping for rings is adjustability, more than anything else, and price. So most of the rings that I buy have this like open structure where you can actually resize them. You can make them bigger or smaller. You do usually need to be a little bit gentle with them, because the cheaper ones are usually made with alloys that will just snap. Like a lot of the time they're like a super cheap alloy that's just been dipped in a cheap chrome, and those will definitely snap if you're not super gentle when you open and close them. But yeah, like this one as well, open structure, so you just adjust the size. Yeah. But yeah, there's a few companies on Etsy where I've gotten fun rings before. One of the main ones where I got a bunch of them is called... Hang on. I might have it... where... I'm just looking through my email stuff. All right, I might have to log into my Etsy, which I don't think I'm... I have so freaking many emails from them. It's like impossible. Wait, here it is. Silver Rain Silver. Silver Rain Silver on Etsy is one of the places where I've gotten a bunch of really fun, cute rings that are like pretty nice quality and like not hideously expensive. So maybe check them out. They have like various different sizes, but they also have a lot of open ring styles, which is what I tend to go for, as I said. But a lot of the Etsy shops have like, they'll let you do various different sizes and like, it's not hard to find bigger sizes. It's much harder to find smaller sizes, I find, for like the midi rings, the knuckle rings. It's much harder to find smaller sizes for me. Okay, I think we are ready for our top coat. And then that's going to be it for today. So I don't have, as I said, I don't have that that new, like the final blue color for the Peculiar Polish Rainbow Road to Equality collection. So I will, when I get that, I will be doing a Thursday night live stream swatch and review of those with some Pride nail art. But it won't be this week because I don't have it yet. Or at least I don't think it'll be this week because I'm not sure when I'm going to get that polish, that last polish. If it's not this week, then it'll probably be next week. So I will let you know about Thursday night. If it hasn't arrived in time for stream this Thursday, then we will do another nail art stream. And if that's the case, I don't know what I'm going to do. So maybe drop ideas because I don't have any. I could do like a straight up normal mermaid mani on one of the live streams this month. That could be maybe fun as well. But I am very pleased with these. I really like them. They're extremely silly. So that's going to be it for today. I almost said tonight, but it's not night, for me at least. Here's our little manatee friend. And then we got our horrifying octopus with human hands and legs that are extremely pink. We got RuPaul jellyfish, accidental RuPaul jellyfish. Love this friend. Our very straightforward, standard reverse mermaid, which I think might be some kind of a trout, actually. And then finally, Trogdor the seahorseinator. I don't know. I need to work on that. It obviously does not burninate because it's underwater. So we'll have to figure out what it does. All right. So, thanks for coming by and hanging out with me and doing all this silliness. Don't forget to press all the buttons, the liking and the subscribing and the whatever else. Commenting is good. If you want to, no pressure. You don't have to. And tell all your friends about the hippopotamus. And that's it. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.